And hello everyone. Today's Thursday, August 28th, 2025. It's around 12:55 p.m. Pacific time. And the temperature is 22 degrees Celsius here in downtown Vancouver. Hey everyone, welcome Juanita and Kevin. Nice to see you guys. Got my Coke Zero. We're gonna go for a walk. And Medano's with us. Welcome, sir. How you doing, my friend? Get a nice cloudy afternoon here today. It's reasonable temperature of 22. I don't mind walking around when it's cloudy. If it's too sunny, I'll get sunburn. I can't read the chat, and it's too hot. We're going to explore the waterfront, maybe a ritzy neighborhood known as Cole Harbor. Cynthia Sunflowers is with us. Welcome, Cynthia. Nice to see you. So we see this beautiful building here in downtown Vancouver. Sort of copper-colored glass. They actually put metal inside glass in order to make it colored. So that's possible there is actual copper inside that glass or some sort of other metal. Beautiful waterfront center here. The Vancouver Convention Center in front of us, and we have City Emerald. Welcome, Steve. As we're nearing the end of summer here in Canada, I guess technically it's September 21st, but I think most people would see Labor Day as the end of summer. It's the last day of summer, really, in terms of maybe not the heat. It's still hot in September, but in terms of the vibe, everybody goes back to school on the day after Labor Day, so it's the end of summer as far as we're concerned. As we're overlooking beautiful Vancouver Harbor here in Canada Place. Sebastian's with us. Welcome, Sebastian. see the calm waters of the Vancouver Harbor. very large harbor, very large shipping port here in Western Canada, on the Pacific Ocean. So let's head down West Cordova and see what's going on this part of the city here. Got a guy who's doing some nice busking there. Welcome to Oleg. Beautiful spot, eh, Steve? Here on the water at Canada Place. Tons of people out today on a Thursday afternoon. And sort of the last week before school starts. So we'll do more exploring in the Cole Harbor neighborhood up here. One of the wealthier parts of the city. And I've got my Coke Zero. Hello, Kent. Welcome, Kent. Cactus Club Cafe over there. That's it's a chain. I believe they have them all throughout Canada, or maybe even the States too. It's not a cafe though, it's like a big restaurant. See this large plaza here with a an orca. Is that an orca? Also known as a killer whale. See the beautiful tall trees here in the Pacific Northwest. And a bunch of seaplanes land here all the time. This is, hello Vasily, welcome sir. This is almost like I believe this landing strip has like its own airport code. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, they have lots of seaplanes that land here all the time. This is called the seawall. It's like basically a very large, like a long 20-kilometer loop all around the waterfront. And Yoshi's with us as well. Welcome, Yosh. Yep, we're here in Vancouver on a nice breezy day, cool day. Perfect weather for walking around. This seaplane's about to take off. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he's just roaming around.
How do you feel about it?
Lots of people out today here on the seawall. Some nice fountains here where the kids can play. Looks like there's public bathrooms here. Here in the hustle and bustle of the downtown area. Have a nice switch SIM card, so that should fix the problem, I think. Nice condos here on West Cordova Street, right by the water. Smooth now? Okay, good. Pretty nice condos in this neighborhood. huge marina full of boats. This is where people keep all their boats. I don't know, I'm not really into boating. I don't know if I would ever own a boat, even if I was a billionaire. I'd probably just pass on the boat altogether. These guys are eating some Quaker oats. Good thing to leave for the birds. I don't know if you're supposed to feed wild animals, but whatever. I myself eat Quaker oats. At least 3 times a week I'll have a bowl of oatmeal. Thing is, with oatmeal, you can't just eat a little bit or you'll be hungry in like an hour. You got to eat like a really big bowl of oatmeal, like 2 or 3 times what the serving size says on the package. And I just eat it with honey and cinnamon, no milk, just water. Beautiful black building there. Boat, bust out another 1,000 is quite an expense. Exactly. You know, I'm not a huge water guy. Interesting slanted style building. I like that. You see a few of those here. You've got this one too with the sort of edge cut off kind of thing. Pretty nice architecture here in Vancouver, I would say. Hello, Trojan. What's up? And Jazz is with us as well. This is West Georgia. Nice wide sidewalks here. Looks like some high rises are going to go up across the street there. Nice little water features here. And very interesting building there. What do you guys like, the shape of that one? What would you say that is the shape of? That's very unique, right? What is that? It kind of reminds me of something, I just don't know what. for Wegovy here, also known as Ozempic. Alex is with us. Welcome, Alex and Mike Landry. Good to see you, friends. We're here in the Cole Harbor area of Vancouver. This area, which is now known as Devonian Harbor Park, represents layers of historic use from early settlement to industrial waterfront. The Vancouver shipyards used to be in this here. Cute little parkette area here right by the water. Got lots of Canada geese hanging out here. We can go over by the water and see what's cooking. Although if I walk, yeah, I'm just realizing there is a load of geese droppings in the grass there, so I'm gonna just stick to the sidewalk. This is a geese bathroom, basically. There was tons of geese droppings there on the grass, I just noticed. Not sure what that building is across the water there, but looks pretty cool. Okay, so we're entering Stanley Park now. Got an interesting sculpture here. Aerodynamic forms in space, this is called. Aerodynamic. Hey, welcome. You can go this way, see what's going on in the Stanley Park waterfront area. My phone wasn't charging. Hopefully that fixes it. Very calm marina here with some beautiful boats and a very nice boathouse there. Maybe like a yacht club or something, I don't know. This is a cool tree sculpture, maybe? I don't know. It looks like a real tree, but they've just cut it down to make it have a lot of seating areas here. We just propped it down on its side and cut it up to make it like a bench of some sort / sculpture. Yeah, pretty cool idea to use a dead tree for that. This is a map of Stanley Park, a very large park here on the outskirts of Vancouver. So we were here, we started out here and just have been walking all the way up to here. Let's go this way, see what's over here. I don't want to go too deep into Stanley Park. I have a feeling the signal won't be great there. We've got the Lost Lagoon here. Very large body of water. Well, not very large, but you know, for within the park it is. You can see it's like a real swamp. I don't know what all that stuff is growing on top. What do you call that green stuff? Algae. Algae in Lost Lagoon. It's just a big algae bloom. See where this path leads. I have no clue. Never been this part before. And we've got Israel with us. Hola, amigo. And we've got Frank saying hello from Vancouver, Washington. Welcome, Frank. We're in Vancouver, British Columbia today. A lot of people don't know that there is a Vancouver in the States, in Washington. Go back up to street level, see what we got going on here. Yeah, you've seen this area, this park, but not familiar with this side. Yeah, it's such a big park. It'd be hard to see it all, even if you lived here. It's right up there with Central Park and Golden Gate Park, maybe even bigger. Let's walk on more cement rather than gravel, so you guys don't hear me walking like making all that noise. We got a hill. Let's go take a hill. Let's go up a hill. Glass Manor building. Nice landscaping here. There's a lot of nice buildings and homes that have nice landscaping here in Vancouver. People are big into growing plants. And Janice Pike is with us. Welcome, Janice. How are you, Janice? Frank loves Vancouver. He's planning to come here in April for the first time. Nice. Hope you're doing well, Janice. We saw you on the streams there for the Triple T meetup. It was so nice of you and Rick to show up, your husband Rick. You guys made the effort to meet and go all the way down to the Westin and meet everyone. I'm so glad you got to meet Henry and Brad Palmer and Marie Palmer and all those folks. Welcome, Janice. Hope you and Rick are doing well. And welcome everyone else to downtown Vancouver. Well, kind of the edge of downtown, close to Stanley Park. We're doing a little exploring. I forgot the hat. Olvido Sugora. What's that mean? I've never heard that term, Israel. We wanted to meet everyone, but Rick is having an operation soon. Yes. No, you guys met most of the folks, maybe not everyone, but it was a big meetup. You can't meet everyone. But good luck to Rick. God bless him. I'm sure he'll do fine. You guys went to the Toronto Islands even, which I've never been to there myself. Well, unless you count Billy Bishop Airport, but the islands is pretty cool. Unfortunately, Henry didn't get a good signal from there, so he had to leave. So if you guys are wondering why he kind of just took off, it was because he was getting a bad signal. It was buffering like every 2 seconds, so you also got to keep the viewer experience in mind, you know, when you're doing these live streams and these meetups and stuff. Lots of friends helps you, yes. Everyone was willing to help you. Needed assistance because you're in a wheelchair, but that's okay. I mean, we consider you to be our good friend, and we'd help you no matter what, Janice. And Rick also has to use a cane to get around. My dad's using a walker now as well, so that's what happens when you get old. That's why we have to enjoy life, yes. But it helps being not alone. Absolutely, Janice. You have Rick, and now you have hundreds of friends on YouTube too here. You're a big part of our community, and you're a sweet lady. And I'm glad you got to meet at least some of the folks in real life. It's good to be friends on YouTube. You can still make great friendships on YouTube, but when you meet in person, it adds more of a personal touch, and you become an even closer friend to that person. Hopefully next year I'll be able to go. This year I already did enough traveling and moving and blah blah blah, and so I wasn't up for another flight to Toronto. As we reach English Bay, this is where they had the big fireworks show there last month when Henry was here. We both tried to live stream from here, but we weren't getting good signal, so we just did recorded videos. Me and Henry did. Gimbal seems a bit off right now. I don't know. What do you think? Hang on one sec. I think that really fixed it. Brad really wants you and Rick to go there. To North Bay? That would be cool. You guys can go visit. Brad and Marie in North Bay. I know Vasily went there. And actually the Ken Continuum is from there. Myself, I've never been up to North Bay. I haven't explored much of Northern Ontario. I've only been to Thunder Bay briefly when I took a train to Vancouver from Toronto, but that was about it. This is a popular beach here in this nice, calm, large bay called English Bay. Got these interesting sculptures over here. I'll show you guys in a minute. This guy's just relaxing on the log. Hey Robert Sprite, how are you? The water of the sea is cold, yes, because up north here it is cool. Yeah, the water is definitely cold up here. Not like freezing cold, you know, but it's not like really warm water. Similar to San Francisco, probably. Your dad born was born near where Brad lives. Oh, okay. So your dad's from Northern Ontario. Nice. I don't know what these statues are called. Anyone know? They're very interesting looking. Made out of bronze. Alex kind of feels it kind of disturbing. We've got some palm trees here in Vancouver, reminding us of California. Medano says it's called Amazing Laughter. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Medano. Amazing Laughter. And we have Gigi with us. Welcome, Gigi NYC. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well in New York City, the world's greatest city. I think we can all agree that New York is the world's greatest city. This is where me and Henry hung out when we were doing our collab live stream. This place was absolutely packed when they had the fireworks, and I remember we were sitting over there having a bite to eat, and we must have saw like 5,000 people pass us. They were all coming out of the subway over there, the SkyTrain station, and everyone was making their way down here. It was nuts. It was really nuts. Another cactus club here. These guys have a lot of waterfront cafes or restaurants. Probably gets pretty packed when there's like on the weekend and stuff. And they have this beautiful building here with its fantastic brickwork, creating all kinds of colors. Like, I don't think that's paint. I think those are just different colored bricks that are put together to make that sort of mosaic. Very beautiful. And we have Lisa and Mark M with us. Welcome, folks. And you had a little bit of drizzle today in Toronto, Janice says. That's okay. Nothing wrong with some rain once in a while. Cool things down a little. Toronto gets hot in August. Even early September would be like pretty warm, I would say. Beautiful flowers here. Ave, appropriately named. You needed it bad, right? Yeah, it's a pretty area here for sure. Vancouver, I would say, is quite picturesque. Most of it. Certain parts are not picturesque. East Hastings was quite the scene today as I was taking the bus downtown. And Brad Palmer's with us. Happy Thursday. Welcome to you and Marie, Brad. Great to see you in Toronto on Henry's CTT meetup. You did your own stream as well. You even did a collab with Johnny, I recall. So hope you had an amazing weekend in Toronto, Brad. You and Marie enjoyed your time there. You hung out with Upstate Bob and Bighorn MT, and you guys had all kinds of action happening this weekend. You guys went to the islands together. We've got a famous sculpture down there. Here, it's one of Vancouver's more familiar landmarks, the Inukshuk. The Inukshuk, Inukshuk, however you want to pronounce it, it's Inuit. The Inuit built those all throughout northern Canada, sort of as like landmarks, or places to demark territory and whatnot. And so you see a lot of those throughout northern Canada. So they built sort of a replica here in Vancouver called Inukshuk. We have McMingle. Hello. And Janice says it was a dream come true. Brad says it was a weekend to remember with all of the TTT friends. Absolutely. Watching all you guys' live streams, even though I wasn't there, it was so much fun to watch you guys all get together and enjoy each other's company and meet some folks that you hadn't met before. And just have a gay old time in Toronto, as we have Boom Productions, also known as the Papa of Muzzy. Welcome, Boom. Nice to see you, my friend. You were also there at the Triple T meetup. And I hope you enjoyed your time there. You got to meet, you've probably met Brad and Marie before, but you got to meet Janice, I believe. And of course, Papa of Muzzy refers to Moments with Muzzy, the cat of Boom, his cute kitty cat, who has its own YouTube channel. Although some live streamers, I won't name their names, are unhappy about the fact that your cat has its own YouTube channel. But I think the rest of us like the fact that you have a cat YouTube channel. Those three buildings are still under construction. They really stick out. Those three guys are gonna really, once they're done, they're gonna be really the showcase of that area of the city. Stupid Samsung phone. All right, Boom, enjoy your time at work this evening. Yep, first time, yep, you and Janice got to meet. She's a big supporter of your channel as well. Yeah, the Triple T meetups are legendary now. Henry said he might be moving to Vancouver. We'll see. If he does, maybe we'll have a Vancouver meetup next year, but I'm sure there's Toronto meetup will still continue because so many people live over there. And it's easier for people to get to, to a Toronto meetup, even if they don't live in the city. They still live in Ontario or somewhere else nearby. Vancouver is pretty far. And we have Wing Wing Christine. Hello, Wing Wing Christine. It's your first time in the stream. I love your stream. Well, thank you, Wing Wing Christine. Appreciate it. Welcome to Vancouver. Over here by the waterfront. Well, English Bay side of the water here. There's a lot of waterfront in Vancouver. You've got the Vancouver Harbor, you've got English Bay on the other side. The other day I did a stream from New Westminster, which is actually on the Fraser River, the mighty Fraser River, British Columbia's greatest river. You'd love to take the train from Toronto to BC. Oh, I've done that before. It's quite the trek though, Janice. You got to spend 4 days on a train, you know what I'm saying? You can get a little antsy just sitting on that train for a long time. And then on the way back, there's really only one train track that goes through, you know, the prairies, so there was a busted train in Saskatchewan in front of us. And so we got stuck on the tracks for like 8 hours just waiting for the busted train to get fixed. And you know, in the middle of Saskatchewan, if you call somebody to come fix your train, and they're not going to be there in 5 minutes, okay? It's going to take them half a day just to get there. So be aware of all these things, but if you're up for an adventure, which I was when I was in my 20s, I remember I was still a student and they had these packages where you could buy a 30-day train pass. You could just pay it's like only $400 or something. You could go anywhere you want in Canada for 30 days. Any train you want, any Via Rail. It's called Via Rail, similar to the Amtrak in the States. And so I really took advantage of it. I started in London, Ontario, which is close to where I live, and then I used to live. That's where I grew up. And then I went to Toronto, then went to Vancouver, then came back to Toronto, but I didn't go back to London. I went directly to Montreal from there. Stayed there for a few days and then I came back. So I got to see pretty much all of Canada except for the eastern provinces, which I've never been to the Atlantic provinces before. It's on my list. I don't know if I'll ever make it though. Yeah, trains are kind of expensive now. There's not a lot of trains, you're right. Canada and America are both car country, you know. It's like they don't travel too much on trains like they used to, people. We're here in the west end of the city. It's a very nice neighborhood here in the west end. If I lived in downtown Vancouver, I'd probably pick this neighborhood to live in. I live in East Vancouver, which isn't part of quote-unquote downtown, but it is part of the city of Vancouver. And Marie is with us as well. Marie Palmer, nice to see you. And Janice says, Rick's grandparents were from Halifax. I've never been to Halifax. I'd like to go to Halifax. It looks like a nice city. One of Canada's more historic cities. East Coast is much older than the West Coast, of course, in terms of the age of the cities. I'd like to go to Newfoundland even. Newfoundland seems pretty cool. The oldest city in Canada is actually in Newfoundland, St. John's. It was also the first part of Canada to be discovered by the Europeans, both by the Vikings in the 11th century, which is like the year 1000 to about 1020 AD. The Vikings were there. Most likely Leif Erikson. And then about almost 500 years later, it was rediscovered by John Cabot in 1497, but there may have been an earlier voyage in 1494. Hasn't been proven yet. Fortunately, no one knows what happened to John Cabot. What about Quebec? Have you been there? I have. Johnny Strides is in Quebec City. I've been there 3 times at least, if not more. I think 3 times I've been there. We went there for an 8th grade trip. The whole class went to Quebec City. That was fun. And then we went for different various ski trips in high school. There was organizing these ski trips that were like right after Christmas, basically from December 26th to New Year's Day. We'd go for like a week up to Quebec. I actually didn't even go skiing. I just stayed in Quebec and partied. We weren't even like 18, but they didn't care. We were allowed. You could walk into a liquor store and buy a 60-ouncer of vodka, and they didn't even ask you for ID. And I was like a 16-year-old punk. I didn't look 18. I walk up with a huge bottle of vodka right up to the counter, pay cash for it, and I'm gone. Nobody even asked for ID. Quebec was where you could go and just drink without any rules. Back in the day, I don't know if it's still like that, but us Ontarians definitely took advantage of it. Cabbage Trail would be beautiful in the fall. What's Cabbage Trail? Well, like said, ancient Egyptians used American plants in their bombing procedure. Historic mystery. Ooh. I never heard about that, Olegs. Are you saying that some plants discovered in ancient Egypt actually were native to the Americas? That's quite the mystery. I'm not sure how that would have occurred because I don't recall anybody from those days being able to go all the way over the ocean. Well, I shouldn't say that. The Polynesians were able to cross the ocean, like the islands. They were able to go from island to island out in the Pacific Ocean, so they had some pretty advanced boats, even like 3,000, 4,000 years ago, maybe even longer. But a full Atlantic crossing or Pacific crossing, I'm not sure if they would have had the ability to do that with the boats that they had. That way to Burrard Station. Your brother went for Expo 67 to Montreal. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yes, Montreal famously had Expo 67, the World's Fair in 1967 was in Montreal, and that's where the Montreal Expos got their name. And of course, I've mentioned before that Vancouver had Expo 86, the World's Fair, which kind of put Vancouver on the map. That was a huge event, if I recall. Hello, by the book. There were more islands than in the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, because the water was lower, maybe back then, Oleg. So some more islands were sticking out. Of course, there's the famous Phantom Island known as High Brazil, which was on many maps in the past, and you know, people were like 100% sure that this island called High Brazil actually existed. But turns out it doesn't exist, unless it used to exist and it somehow got covered over with water. And across the street, Jim Pattison, one of the richest men in Canada, if not the richest. He owns like car dealerships, he owns grocery stores. He owns pretty much all the billboards that you see throughout Canada. You'll always see the word Pattison under almost every billboard. If it's even in Vancouver, if it's in St. Thomas, Ontario, you'll see the word Pattison on it. He owns pretty much every billboard in this country. Oleg says there is such a hypothesis. I don't know if canoe back then, mystery, I know, right? Well, the Egyptians certainly had good boats. The Romans had fairly good boats, but for them to be able to cross the entire ocean and not know... Well, I can only imagine how brave you must be, how basically intrepid you must be to hop on a boat and say, you know, I'm going into the middle of the ocean. I'm gonna go explore and see if there's some land there. What if there's no land? Like, what if you just keep going and then you run out of food and, you know, there's no land? Like, like how did Columbus know he was gonna land somewhere? You know what I mean? He just hops on a boat and just goes and hopes for the best. Like, not like you can really... I mean, I guess you can fish and stuff like that for food, but you're gonna run out of water. You can't drink salt water. Guess you could somehow distill it. I don't think they had those abilities. So you have to bring all the fresh water on your boat and all the food as well, and hope you don't run out. We've got this interesting fountain wall. I mean, that takes a lot of balls, if you ask me, to be hopping on some boat and hoping for the best. Of course, Columbus did have some map with him that they talk about. He had, and that's never been found, which gave him the confidence that there was land out there. Of course, when he landed in the Americas, He thought it was actually the East Indies. Like he thought it was like Indonesia, Philippines, that kind of like the Spice Islands, basically. But then he realized there's no spices here. There's no cinnamon. There's no black pepper. There's no nutmeg. None of that stuff is here. So we're in the wrong spot. There's a billboard with Pattison on it. Pattison. All the billboards have that, pretty much. And we have Plush Mickey with us. And how you doing, Elizabeth? And Steel Israel. Welcome, Steel Israel. Janice says she'd be scared. I'd be real scared. I'm not that brave. I don't want to be caught out in the middle of the ocean. I don't even want to go on a cruise for that reason, because what if the cruise breaks down and you end up getting stuck in the middle of the ocean? I know it's hard for a cruise to break down. They're pretty well built, but that's what they said about the Titanic, right? They said the Titanic could never sink. It's an unsinkable boat. Zero chance of it sinking. What do you think happened to the Titanic? Elizabeth's just chilling. Nice. Steel Israel says, I forget where Columbus landed. No one knows exactly where Columbus landed. He landed, well, he landed in the Bahamas somewhere, most likely, but no one knows the exact island where he landed. The island that he landed, he called it San Salvador. There's a number of islands. I think there's at least one island called San Salvador today, but no one knows if that's the same San Salvador where he landed. But it was like 100%, like 99% sure that he landed in the Bahamas. Of course, Columbus made 4 voyages to the New World, not just one. All 4 voyages he discovered different Caribbean islands. And on his 3rd voyage he discovered South America. He discovered Venezuela, the Orinoco Delta. But Christopher Columbus never discovered North America. He never set foot in North America. And in fact, he didn't even know that North America existed, if you can believe that. Christopher Columbus died before the United States or Mexico or Canada was ever discovered. Well, Canada was discovered while he was still alive by John Cabot. But, and he may have known about that voyage because there's the famous John Day letter, but he never knew about Mexico or the United States. The only part of America that Columbus discovered was Puerto Rico. So we see, this I believe is the tallest building in the city. And another beautiful skyscraper right beside it. And so when they say Columbus discovered America, that's a stretch. Only Puerto Rico was the part of America that he discovered. He should have started boring for oil in Venezuela. That's right. They got lots of oil in Venezuela. This is St. Andrew's Wellesley United Church. It's a nice looking church, but if you look at this one and then you look at the one here across the street, they look almost the exact same. Why are these churches like the same? I don't know. I mean, it's like two churches right beside each other with almost the exact same architecture, almost the exact same stonework, the same color stone. I wonder if they were built like at the same time by the same developer. So we see these really beautiful condos behind them. Oil back then, you think? Back in the 1500s, they knew about oil, but they didn't know like how to find it, like unless they had like an oil spring where the oil was like seeping up from the ground, like you find over in Azerbaijan area. They've had oil in Azerbaijan for thousands of years and they were using it for fuel back then, but other parts of the world they didn't really know how to find oil, but unless they had like natural oil springs where it just seeps up out of the ground. Yeah, those are twin churches, right, Janice? They look the exact same. There's the Scotiabank Theater. You can go watch a movie. It's hard for me to sit through a 2-hour movie nowadays. I went to see the movie The Naked Gun there a while back, just because that was like that was a funny movie when I was growing up. I liked that movie with Leslie Nielsen. Now they have Liam Neeson instead of Leslie Nielsen, but it was still funny, but not quite the same as the original. Beautiful gold building shining brightly, and right beside it the Vancouver Fairmont Hotel, one of the most historic hotels in the country, one of the great railway hotels. Let's see if we can't find like a Tim Hortons or something around here. I think there is one nearby. I can't remember exactly where it is though. Right now I'm at the corner of Burrard and Robson. Robson is a very famous shopping street. I'll go down there and see what's going on. You like that color? Yeah, I like that too. That's beautiful. There's not. Vancouver's 3 hours behind Toronto. Yep, we are in the Pacific time zone. Takes some getting used to if you've... Oh, this guy's... Hey, what the hell are you doing? Stupid moron. There's only 500 pedestrians here trying to cross, and this guy's not even looking. Just because you drive a big truck don't give you special privileges, jackboot. The front of the Fairmont. It's got a Louis Vuitton. And this street here, Alberni, is kind of the luxury row of Tim's is down Alberni, says Clive Rodriguez. Okay, thank you, Clyde. Tim's is down Alberni, huh? How far down do we got here? Thank you, Clyde. We've got Cartier. Of course, Tiffany right here. If you have a Tiffany on your street, that means you're part of luxury row, most likely. Is there really a Tim's on Alberni? Okay, because I thought there was one on Burrard. Let me just... Actually, I believe there's one just on Burrard over there. I'm going to go to that one because it looks a bit closer. But thank you, Clive, for letting me know. But there is one also on Alberni. I mean, Robson Street is more famous for shopping, but I believe Alberni in the last maybe 10 or 15 years has gotten all these luxury stores to move over to that side. It's only one street over. Oh, I've been to the Tim Hortons over here. I know where this is. It's right beside the McDonald's. Are you from Vancouver, Clive? That has pink windows, which are very nice. I believe that's 666 Burrard. There we go, Tim Hortons, by far the world's greatest coffee shop. Lived here for 10 years, cool. I just moved here a few months ago. Oh wow, it's busy here. Is it lagging? No, because I'm indoors probably. Bear with me, I won't be long. We've got a lot of food options here at Tim Hortons. Everything from donuts to croissant to pastries, sandwiches, wraps, breakfast bowls. They've got steak sandwiches. Hi, small double, please.
Is that everything?
Yep,
How would you like to pay?
that's good, thanks. Name is Rob, R-O-B. Brazilian coffee chain. Don't eat the squid. Welcome, don't eat the squid. Let me know if it's buffering. Do they have a Wahlburgers here? You know, I've never seen a Wahlburgers in Vancouver. Good question. There may be one somewhere. The only Wahlburgers I think I've ever seen was in Las Vegas. Okay, thanks, Janice. Looks like we're getting an okay signal here down in, this is the Royal Bank building. They've got a McDonald's there too. And a Timmy's right here, so two of the greatest restaurant chains in the world. I haven't had McDonald's in a while, actually. Come to think of it, I don't know if I've even had McDonald's since I've been in Vancouver. Is this my double?
What is your order?
Rob, small double?
Did this one is a small double? Rita, this one is small double? Yeah, I was thinking it. Small double? This one.
Thank you. It's actually not a small double. It's actually a French vanilla or something like that. I'll drink it though. I thought that might have been mine because it was sitting there, but it looks like it was someone else's. But they didn't pick it up, she said, so whatever. I'll drink a French vanilla. I like those too. What is this? What is this? I've never seen that trolley before. Where did that come from? And we have Shamibudu. Is that Boris? Shamibudu. Is that Boris? I'm not sure. Shamibudu. It looks like a... I kind of recognize your thumbnail, but I'm not sure. Welcome, Shamibudu. Boris, welcome. Yeah, I thought I recognized you by your thumbnail of San Francisco. Sorry about the handles. It's not under my control. YouTube is showing the handles on my stream, and then some streams it just shows the normal username. That's so annoying. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. They need to fix their system. But welcome, Boris. Nice to see you, my friend. I was thinking about you the other day, wondering how you're doing in San Francisco. Hope you've enjoyed your summer, which in San Francisco is usually not very hot. Like, you think, oh wow, summer in San Francisco must be boiling, right? No. You're lucky if it gets 22 degrees. You're lucky if it gets 75 Fahrenheit over in San Francisco. This is the B5 building. And we have Plush Mickey, $20 super chat. Next time it's on me. Thank you so much, Plush Mickey, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you, Elizabeth. Hope you're enjoying your day in Hawaii, and it's great to see you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. You're amazing. We fulfilled our goal for today. I believe we have the goals in the chat. Let me know if it says that super chat goal. They have that thing now for YouTube. So thank you. Next time it's on you. Thing is, this is only $1.70 Canadian, so I could get 20 something coffees with that super chat. So thank you so much, Plush. You paid for my next 20 coffees over the next 20 days. Elizabeth is one of our amazing supporters. She's been in the chat since the beginning, since I started my live streaming. And Boris says he wants to visit Vancouver. Come on down, bud. We'd love to hang out with you. One of my good buddies from San Francisco. We met through YouTube, but it was great to hang out with you. We had fun in the Castro there that one day where I did a huge live stream and we hung out for a while. San Francisco's exciting and beautiful Castro district, the LGBT capital of the world, one might say. One of many historic and culturally significant neighborhoods in San Francisco, such as Haight-Ashbury, the oldest Chinatown in the world, I think, or at least in North America, and all kinds of other cool neighborhoods in that beautiful city of San Francisco, which I do miss. Oh, thank you, Boris. I hope to come back there one day again to visit. I'm sure I will. It's just right now crossing the borders. They'll check your phone. They'll check everything. Like last time I went just to the border just to export my vehicle from United States to Canada. I didn't even go into the States. I just went to the border to get the paperwork done. But just crossing into the border area, they checked my phone, they checked my car, they had the dogs going, checking to see if I had like a car full of illegal drugs or something. So yeah, no, it was quite the experience. I'm just sitting here of Burrard and West Pender. Just gonna finish my French vanilla. Got the French vanilla going. Very good. Yeah, things are a bit nuts at the border now. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You can come to Canada. I mean, it's not like they're gonna, like, it's not, I mean, people come still. I mean, Sean Bighorn the other day came from Florida to Toronto to visit Henry and everyone at the Triple T meetup. And so did upstate New York Bob. I don't think they had any issues at the border. Boris says Vancouver's stunning. It does have a very picturesque feel to it. A lot of greenery here. It's pretty clean too. If you notice the streets, there's not a lot of garbage and stuff on the streets. And yeah, it's got that Pacific Northwest feel for sure. Does it have the history? Does it have the stories? Does it have all the famous people that lived here, like San Francisco? Basically, all the famous rock stars used to live in San Francisco. No, it doesn't have all that, but it's still a very nice city. And it has Tim Hortons, $1.70 coffee. What more do you want? Yeah, it's a nice busy day here today in the city. You notice on a Thursday, nearing the end of summer. I imagine many of the students are coming back. Vancouver, it's a university town. It's got a big university weekend in Canada. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people go out and try and have fun, kind of the last weekend of the summer on Labor Day weekend. You love the song San Francisco Lights. And of course the famous song by what's his name? Why can I not remember his name? I left my heart in San Francisco.
Okay, fix the double file line in 5, 4.
Remind me of the famous singer's name. It's on the tip of my tongue right now.
Not in the double file line, not in the double file line, not in the double file line. Plus, if it fell, I would be safe. Boys, Christopher, Carter, and mine. Guys, go back in line.
Tony Bennett, of course, Tony Bennett. And there's a statue outside of the Fairmont Hotel where he played many of his shows. I believe that was the first place he actually sang that song.
Guys, forward, crossing. Go with my knife.
Yep, Tony passed away recently, poor guy. Yeah, it looks like they've got a field trip, Elizabeth. All the kids are here today. I don't know if that's like a day camp or something. They brought them downtown. But as long as they are careful and listen to their caretaker there, make sure that they don't cross the street when they're not supposed to. It's people here, they kind of drive a little bit recklessly sometimes. Not everyone, but same with any other city though. You see these guys driving, they're not paying attention. Even girls, it's not just men who drive bad. Women drive really bad sometimes. Like they'll go flying down my street and I'm like, what's she doing? It's like a total residential area. Yeah, all the kiddies. It's nice to see the kids having fun. Yeah, you gotta buddy up. You gotta hold each other's hands if you're kids. Make sure nothing happens here in the bustling downtown. It's definitely a cool spot to hang out. Going to finish my coffee here for a few minutes and I'll probably wrap up the live stream, head back home and relax for the rest of the day. For the rest of the day I got stuff to do. I don't even know what time it is right now. Lots of nice buildings in this part of the city. And Harjot's with us. Welcome, Harjot. Tonight might be a good night to go out. Thursday evening. Sort of an end of summer party weekend. Steel Israel, are you lived here for, or no, Clive said he was here for 10 years. That's right. You guys want to go on the bus with me back to East Vancouver? I could take you on a little bus ride. Sure, why not? All right, we'll go on a little bus ride here in a few minutes back to my neighborhood. It's an express bus, so it doesn't make too many stops, which is great. Yes, let's go. Everyone's excited for the bus ride. Why not, right? Your other name is Java Junkie. Ah, okay. I've seen you before in the chat, Java Junkie. That's your real name. That's your username. That's just using your handle right now. You guys can change your handles too, you know. If you're not happy with your handle, you can change that like to Java Junkie or to whatever you want, Boris. And so that's what comes up instead of your handle name. But you might want to keep your handle too. It's up to you. But it is possible to change that in your settings if you want people to always know, you know, you're the same person, so people don't get confused here in the YouTube chat. I don't know why YouTube is doing this. They did it a long time ago with the comments, you know, under the video, not the chat, but like when the video's over or the recorded video, you can do the comments, right? And they have the handles under there. I guess they're doing it so that you can't like impersonate each other or whatever, but I don't know if that's really necessary. I don't know how much impersonation really goes on. I mean, maybe with big YouTube channels and stuff, yeah. But you can always tell when the person is impersonating and just trying to, you know, troll. I can always tell when somebody's created an alias and tries to use an alias name. We have a couple folks in our community who are maybe on the troll side of things, and they like to create new aliases and say stupid things. But I always know that it's you. You know who you are, JB, if you're watching. I always know that it's you when you create these new accounts, so you can't hide. You can't pretend to be someone else. Someone makes a comment, I know who it is, regardless of what the username says. Because after a while you can tell just by the way they type. It's kind of like someone's voice, right? Yeah, trolls are everywhere. In our community, sometimes people get banned for being idiots, and then they kind of create troll accounts to try and pretend, but we always know who it is. We always know who it is. We watch the chats like a hawk. That was a good French vanilla, I'll say that. There's the one guy who always tries to bully one of our very sweet viewers, Kristen Fuller. She's such a sweet gal, and she even met Henry in person. He went to Hamilton the other day, and this idiot always tries to troll her, but we know who it is. We know who the troll is, even though he hides under names. We know that it's a certain person who has basically been banned from Canada. His parents sent him off to the Middle East because he's stalking so many women. So you can't change your name, sir, if you're watching. We know exactly who you are. Yeah, exactly. It's more than one person. It's some of these guys who have been trolling and stalking certain people in our chat, and they think they can get away with it by just creating a new account. No, we know who you are. Yeah, one guy, Boris, has been sent to the Middle East by his parents because he's such a knob.
Yeah, and I will say, and I was just talking to our marketing person.
Gigi says Robert is smart. Thank you, Gigi. You're a smart cookie yourself too, I think. Elizabeth is glad to see Vancouver. It's a pretty nice city, right, Elizabeth? I mean, now there's some areas, and I'm going to be taking the bus over to that area here in a minute, and you might see that it's a little sketchier than this area, but we'll see what it looks like today. I'm gonna head down here.
Thank you.
Yep. Are you getting a little bit tired of SF? Yeah, I hear you, Boris. I know how it could be. Derek C's with us. Welcome, sir. Happy Thursday to you. You're definitely going to try to come here in the new year. Yeah, you should, Boris. It's a pretty quick flight. Imagine how pathetic one have to be to troll internet strangers. I know, right? And like, the thing is, like, well, we're not really strangers anymore. We've all become such good friends, you know, on YouTube, our community, and like me and just not just the folks who watch my channel, but folks who watch a lot of the other streamers. Roy from San Francisco. There's a lot of crossover. I know Boris watches him. And of course, Henry and Liam and Vasily and Yoshi and Johnny and Ken and Tara T-Shods, and the list goes on and on. Over in Toronto, there's a really big community in Toronto, and you see a lot of the same names. We have a big community, and like, so we try and get along. And in YouTube chat, we try and be friendly. We try and be nice. We don't say trollish things. We don't say you know, it's not like Twitch where you can get away with it. Here on YouTube, we're more chill, you know, and it's a relax. We like to feel safe and happy and comfortable. A lot of people, they come to YouTube chat just to get good vibes from others, and so when people put out bad vibes, yeah, we try not to put up with it. I have very good mods who will take care of that in 2 seconds, and they monitor a lot of the other channels too. So Marie knows what I'm talking about. Brad says he watches Roy a lot. Yep, I try and catch pretty much all of Roy's live streams, even if I'm not in the chat. I'll still watch. Me and Roy are good buddies. Him and I hung out a lot in San Francisco. Super cool guy, and really one of the only live streamers in San Francisco right now. Like, me and him were really, there are some other ones that do Twitch and stuff, but on YouTube, it's hard to find them. It's hard to find live stream. Hasn't quite caught on like it has in some other cities. Five years now, yep. I've known Gigi for a good 5 years now. I started watching Action Kid back in 2020. Johnny Strides as well, Ken Continuum, CFAT, the New York City Walking Show, and a bunch of other live streamers as well from New York and Toronto. And so, yeah, I've known Gigi for a good 5 years. I've known other people in the chat, Harjot, for many years. And I feel like, even though I've only been doing this for 1 year, it feels a lot longer for some reason. And yeah, Boris, that's another reason why people like the live stream walks, because they get to see what's happening in a big city. Some people, maybe they might even live in the city like you do, but you still like to watch and see what's happening in other neighborhoods of San Francisco. You're just too busy at home working all day, and so you don't necessarily get to see what's happening on the street. So you get to watch my live streams, or maybe you live in a smaller town and you want to see what's happening in one of the bigger cities, and you get to see it. And a lot of people can make plans. A lot of people have said, oh, I'm going to go visit San Francisco just because of you, or I'm going to visit Toronto just because of your videos. People say that to Action Kid all the time. I'm moving to New York just because of you, Action Kid, because you showed all the action and all the beauty of the city, you know. And so, yeah, it happens a lot. And we've got Navin Dat for $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Navin. I appreciate you, my friend. Good to see you. My first live stream was August 1st, 2024, from Tony's Pizzeria Napolitana, the #2 pizza place in the United States in the North Beach neighborhood of San Francisco. And man, that seems like a lot more than a year ago, man. Like, so much has happened since then. I feel like, I don't know how it's only been a year. Marie was in that live stream, I remember. Marie and Brad have been watching Johnny for a good 5 years, I would say, if not longer, probably. Brad's had his channel for a while. I'm not sure when Brad started live streaming. Elizabeth, yes. Elizabeth, you were there, right? Yep. Yep, I remember Marie. Yep, I was eating pizza outside in that little that restaurant. I was having it at outside pizza place, and you came into the chat. Yep. Juanita was the first one in my chat. Medano came shortly after. Henry really did a great job promoting my channel, always telling people that I started a new channel and everything. Before I started my channel, I was the original super mod, okay? I know we have a lot of super mods now. We got Medano, we got Juanita, we got Vivian, but I was the original super mod, all right? I was a mod for Action Kid, New York City Walking Show, and Walks on Wall Street. So I was the original super mod. Brad's been doing it for about 1.5 years. Okay, cool. Again, it seems so much longer, eh, Brad? Like 1.5 years. It's gone by so quick. And so, I mean, actually, it's not gone by so quick. It's the opposite. It's gone by so long, if that means, I don't know. Either way, it just feels like it's longer than 1.5 years. It feels like longer than 1 year. And so, yeah, but it's been super fun. One of the great things about my channel, not just because me making so many friends, of course. Some of you guys probably lifelong friends, I would hope. But also the ability for me to explore San Francisco and Vancouver. I've done live streams from Los Angeles. I've done live streams from Las Vegas. I've done live streams from Portland, Oregon, Seattle. I think I did live streams from Seattle. Maybe not. I did Toronto, of course. I did New York City. I did Washington. Yes, I'm one of the OG super mods, Gigi, and one of the OGs, I guess, in our community, like in terms of watching YouTube. I've been watching for a long time. And how did I start my stream? Well, you know what? I went to Toronto. This was before I was even this was before I started my channel. But I went to Toronto for a visit to visit my cousin, and I was obviously a huge fan of all the channels in Toronto, including Henry's channel. And so I told Henry I was going to visit Toronto. He's like, "Oh, let's meet up," you know. And so we met up in the beaches area, and we had lunch together. He bought me lunch. Super generous guy. Like, Henry's one of the most generous guys. I'll tell you a story in a second about how generous he is. Anyways, we were hanging out, and he's like, "Why haven't you started a channel yet?" I'm like, "I don't know why I haven't started a show. It's a good question." I'm like, "I could easily start one. I mean, all you got to do is buy a gimbal and stick your phone on it and walk around." And I'm good with talking, you know, like I'm not afraid to be on camera. I feel like I have maybe a natural presence in a way on camera. Like, I'm not afraid at all to be on camera. I kind of enjoy it. I like talking and walking and explaining and whatever I see and whatnot. And so, you know, I didn't have really too much time while I was working, but then when I got laid off, I'm like, you know what, I have time to do this now. So I'm like, let's start a channel. It'll be fun, and I get to show San Francisco to the world, you know. And so I did that, and the rest is history. Am I traveling in Vancouver? Well, actually, I just moved here a few months ago, Wing Christine. I'm originally Canadian. I grew up in the Toronto area, not in the city, but outside the city, like a couple hours outside the city. But I lived in San Francisco for 4 years before I came here, and Boston for about 12 years before that. It started with you for Johnny for about 3 years, then Henry, and then it snowballed. Yep. And Henry, you know, he's such a generous guy. Like, we were here, he was here last month, June. I was in July, I believe, or end of June, something like that. We went to see the fireworks, and so we're in Stanley Park watching the fireworks, and there's this random stranger who's sitting beside us on a picnic table, and he's like, "Oh man, any of you guys have a charging?" Like, he saw that we had all our equipment. He's like, "Any of you guys have like a battery pack? Because my phone is only at 6%, and he wanted to make a video, right?" Henry's like, "Oh yeah, I got 3 of them," and he gives it to him. He's like, "No worries, you don't have to give it back. You can just keep it." He's like, no, I'll give it back." He's like, no. And then, like, at the end of the night, we just left, and, like, Henry totally let that guy keep his battery pack, and he never even met him before. And you might think, okay, it's just a battery pack. But this was literally 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks before that, Henry, poor guy, and I don't know how this happened, but it's a horrible thing. He got his iPhone 15, his iPhone 16, and his MacBook all stolen at once. He had them all set out somewhere. All of them were stolen in Toronto. His iPhone 15, 16, all brand new, like really, really high-end equipment, and his MacBook, all stolen. And he didn't even make a big deal about it. And next thing you know, he's giving away battery packs to strangers 2 weeks later. Like he's like just a generous, kind-hearted soul. So that's the kind of person he is, and he's promoted everybody's channel since you know, in Toronto and other places. All right, sure, buddy. No worries. Yeah, he's super unselfish. Super unselfish. I mean, if I would have got my MacBook, my iPhone 16, and my own, everything stolen. Well, the last thing I'd be doing is giving away more stuff. I mean, I'd be crying in bed for days. Horrible thing that happened to him, right? But still, like, it shows what kind of heart he has. Oh, you moved here, Wing Christine? You have been living, oh, you've been living in, okay, sorry. You've been living in Toronto since only May you moved here. Ah, okay. So when you say you moved to Toronto or you moved to Vancouver, I'm sorry, I didn't quite get the comment you made there, Wing Christine. So now we're entering East Hastings, which can be a little bit hairy sometimes. Unfortunately, there is a large homeless population in Vancouver. It's very sad. As you can see, you know, I really don't know why it's such a big homeless population here. Like, this is Canada. This is a rich country, and this is a rich city, you know. This is like, we have the resources to take care of people. There are opportunities, there's jobs, you know, there are, like, I don't know. I just feel like something needs to be done because, you know, this is a first world country. It's one of the best first world countries, and this particular part of the city doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Oh, you're here in Vancouver now. Oh, okay, cool, Wing Christine. Well, you know, next time, let me know if you want to, you know, meet up sometime. You can meet me. You can come say hi on one of my live streams if you want. Everything needs to have insurance, but it's hard to do. Yeah, you can insure your goods and stuff. Not very many people have theft insurance for that kind of stuff, though, because I don't know exactly how that works. But some asshole stole all his stuff. Either way, hopefully that guy just burns in purgatory. That's all you can hope, is that the people that did bad things to you, did bad things, period, is that they'll get their due one day. They will get their due one day. That's all you can hope. That karma will turn around, and at least hopefully they will realize the mistake they've made and regret the mistakes they've made. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but the last thing I would do is steal somebody's stuff, okay? Like, if I saw some stuff just sitting around, honestly, I would probably watch it and make sure no one else stole it. You know what I mean? I would probably sit by it until the owner came, and so that no one else steals it. Because I know how it feels getting stuff stolen. It don't feel good. It don't feel good at all. It feels like you've been violated. That's the reason you don't visit another Tenderloin, says Bert. Oh yes, this is absolutely another Tenderloin, man. This is like 6th and Mission, but like 10 blocks instead of 2 blocks, Boris. Like, it's bad. But the difference between San Francisco and Vancouver is San Francisco wants to clean it up. Like, the new mayor of San Francisco, I heard he's been doing a really good job. In fact, they announced today, I read on one of the San Francisco websites, that they made a deal to start cleaning up the all the encampments that are under the overpasses. You know how every city, if you go under the overpass, it's pretty sketchy, okay? The overpasses are all sketchy, especially in Vancouver. But he's like, it's time to clean them up so that people can, like, look at all these stores here. Look at, they all have bars on the windows. They all have cages. Every single store has huge bars on the windows. Now, why do they need to have bars on the windows, right? Most nice neighborhoods, you don't need that. But in this neighborhood, you do because of all the crime, right? It's not fair to these business owners. Like, they pay taxes. They pay property taxes. Why aren't their streets cleaned up? What are the where's their money going? Why aren't the city doing something about it? Why are they even paying taxes? It's going towards, and this is the condition of the streets after they're paying all their taxes? Like, come on. Shouldn't they be getting something back in return? Like clean streets for ability to people to go into their store and shop without being scared of all the people that are out front? Like, why don't people think that way? Why is nobody on the side of the business owners and the side of the taxpayers? They're only on the side of all the drug dealers and all the drug addicts. I mean, I don't get it. I don't stand with the drug dealers. I stand with the hardworking taxpayers of this city. I recall you leaving your phone unattended while you're in this. Yes, but I had 100 guys in the chat watching So Trojan, so it's okay. No, I know it's dangerous to do that, but I wouldn't steal it, you know. I wouldn't steal someone's shit. Like, first of all, if they see that you stole this stuff, if you get caught, they're gonna beat the shit out of you. You know what I mean? And second of all, like, I don't want to violate someone like that. It's a violation of their. When they get something stolen, you're not just stealing material goods, you're kind of you're hurting them personally too. It's kind of, you feel like an emotional violation in many ways, you know? Yeah, Daniel Lurie's doing a good job, right, Boris? You like him, right? You voted for him. Well, I didn't mean to out you as a Lurie voter, but You've said good things about him in the chat. I know your buddies over there in the Castro district, they probably hate you for your views, eh, Boris? Because you're much more pro, you know, cleaning up the streets and pro law and order than a lot of the folks over there that you used to hang out with. But hey, I mean, don't they see the conditions of, don't they want the small business owners, don't they want the taxpayers to be, you know, getting their money's worth? Like, why are the folks in the Castro, from my experience, the folks in the Castro are pretty good people. They're pretty, like, you know, they're not criminals. They don't commit a lot of, they're not bad people. They like to have a good, clean, safe society to live in. So why are they advocating for allowing, like, the condition of their streets to be like that? Like, who cares if you are offending some people? Sometimes you got to offend someone to get things done. Yep, you voted for him. Yep. I mean, he's done a good job. Like, you know, it's hard to, you can't go, there's still a lot of pushback in every city. You've got people that think a certain way. And I'm sure here in Vancouver too, there's groups that want all drugs to be completely legalized and give them away for free and all this. How's that going to help the addicts? I mean, how's that going to help an addict by giving them free drugs? It's not going to help them. Janice is a kind-hearted person. Elizabeth is a kind-hearted person. I can tell who has very good heart in the chat just by knowing you guys. Even in Honolulu. Do you live in Honolulu, Plush Mickey? I know you live in Hawaii, but I can't remember if it's in Honolulu or not. Sorry, the gimbal kind of goes a little on an angle when you're on the bus. You heard places like Richmond and Burnaby are booming. I would say, yeah, I think you're right. I think Richmond is doing well, and Burnaby is, yeah. Burnaby, you can tell, is Burnaby is a lot, like, they don't have the same kind of problems. Burnaby has a lot of commercial activity. They have Canada's third largest mall there. In fact, they have a skyscraper in Burnaby that's taller than any of the skyscrapers in Vancouver. The tallest building in Metro Vancouver is in Burnaby. Can't remember what it's called. So they have like their own skyline there. It's about a city of 250,000 right next to Vancouver. Burnaby, Richmond, Surrey, they're all part of the Metro Vancouver area. And yeah, I would say that those areas are doing well. Probably better than the city of Vancouver. Now, not that we don't have a lot of potential here. There is a lot of potential here. There's a lot of potential here, and there used to be tons of growth, and I think there still is growth. There's still a lot of what's it called? Construction going on. But because they had the Olympics here in 2010, and there was all kinds of construction boom. Actually, all throughout the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, there was massive construction boom here. Yeah, I mean, Boris, sometimes a suburb, it's not even a suburb, you know, it's like, it's part of the metro area. It's kind of like South San Francisco, you know. I wouldn't consider that necessarily a suburb, right? Or Daly City. Some of those areas are better to live in and maybe more affordable as well. Oh, you live on Oahu on the west side. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Miss Nanaimo? Yeah. Thanks. Well, we're here in East Van. We'll walk around for a while.
Sorry, coming out. Yep, coming out.
Coming through. Thanks.
Is this the same that I did?
We're here in Hastings, Sun, so we can walk around for a while. This is the neighborhood that I live in, but I don't have to go home just yet. There's a lot of these little markets here in this neighborhood. It's a great place for local shopping. Tons of little coffee shops, little restaurants, pizza places, cafes. East Hastings Street is a great street. Once you get past that little homeless area section, it's actually a very nice commercial area. Yeah, these buses get pretty packed. Your old chat kicked you out, Janice. Oh, I'm sorry you had to go through that, Janice. Well, I can tell you this, Janice, you will not be getting kicked out of my channel ever. or any of the channels that I watch. And if anyone ever bullies you in our community, you just let me or Medano know. We'll take care of that person in 2 seconds. We don't care if you sometimes spell a word wrong here and there. It's not a big deal. We get what you're saying most of the time, and if not, who cares? This is the Hippie Emporium here. Now, they used to have a picture of Janis Joplin there, but I'm not seeing it. Yeah, we don't care if you can't spell everything perfect. No big deal. You're a very kind and sweet lady, and we like having you in the chats in all of our channels, Janice. And give our best to Rick as well. It was so great seeing you guys in real life on the streams there on Saturday. People can be cruel. I don't understand why you would want to be cruel. Like, I don't know. I don't really like hurting people's feelings. Do you? I mean, why would I want to hurt someone's feelings? Well, I mean, when I get my feelings hurt, I don't like it. So why would I want to do the same to someone else? You like watching the windows on the bus? It is kind of fun, yeah, seeing the bus rides. I like watching live streams when they go on the bus as well. Boris saying Vancouver is safe. I would say Vancouver is safe, yeah. Like in terms of violent crime, you're not going to see a lot of violent crime here in Vancouver, okay? Like, even in those areas where there's a lot of, you know, drug addicts and whatnot, there's not a lot of violent crime, okay? Like, first of all, the chances of you seeing a handgun in this country are, like, slim and none. We don't have handguns in Canada. You're not allowed to have handguns in Canada. So, that's one reason why there's less violent crime. You know, if the cops catch you with a handgun, you're pretty much done, all right? Now, I'm not saying there's no murders at all. There is. And people do have guns. They get them illegally, but it's way less than what you have in the States. Like, folks will just drive around with a gun in their glove compartment in the States, you know what I mean? Here we don't do that. And I would say in general, like, people in Vancouver, they... You know, the regular folks aren't committing crimes. Maybe there's a lot of shoplifting. That's probably the one thing. In fact, in that area over there, like, if a lot of the folks who unfortunately are addicted to drugs, they do shoplift only so they can get money to buy more drugs with. Because when you're addicted, you got to have the drugs. There's nothing you can do. Like, you got to have it. So you'll just steal, you know? So that's one of the bigger issues. But, you know, walking around the streets of Vancouver, no one's just going to come up to you and shoot you, rob you, or mug you. It's very, very unlikely, you know what I mean? Canada in general, I would say, is pretty safe. But there are crimes, don't get me wrong. Big balconies on that building on the left. Oh yeah, that one there. I feel like if you have a condo, you got to have like a good sized balcony outside, you know, to enjoy the outdoor weather, because you know, you don't want to be cooped up in your condo all the time. I feel like outdoor space is really important if you live in a condo. I would spend a lot of time on my balcony if I lived in a condo. Absolutely, Janice, we do care. We care about you and all of our friends in the chat. When folks have health issues or they have other issues, we're all praying for them and rooting for them to do better. And you know, it's just like a big group of friends that care about each other, and that's how we like it. Social media isn't so bad, you know, like, because you're able to connect with people from all over the world. And I wouldn't consider YouTube social media exactly, but you know what I mean, like the internet. A lot of us do actually talk on Instagram. A lot of people in our community have Instagram, and so we are able to chat with each other on Instagram. Like me and Medano chat almost every day on Instagram, pretty much. So East Van has a lot of these quiet residential streets, very, you know, tree line, like a lot of greenery here. Everything is nice and comfy. One thing is they don't have enough stop signs. Like there should be a stop sign right there, but there's not. There's one there. There should be four-way stops at every intersection. It's very confusing because you'll be driving down these residential streets and like you expect there to be a stop sign, but there isn't. So then you just keep going. Next thing you know, you got like some kid walking his dog in the middle of the street and you got to like slam on your brakes. Who stops in Vancouver? I know, it's like, pay attention, folks. It's not a lot of people walk. A lot of people ride bikes around here too, and a lot of people have dogs and cats. I don't know if you're really walking your cat, but still, like there's a cat that hangs out in my neighborhood all the time. Like he just walks around and like just basically runs the whole neighborhood. He'll be in the middle of the street half the time. His name is Steve. That's his name. Like he's he's the neighbor's cat, and like he's always in the middle of the street. And then there's these cars flying down, not paying attention. It's like, I don't want to see that cat get hit. It's a good cat. You and Rick have been together for 43 years. Wow. Congratulations, Janice and Rick. Together for 43 years. That's amazing, Janice. People tried to break you up, but no, your love was too strong. That's great, Janice. We like to hear stories like that. Rick seems like a great gentleman. It's called Cambridge Street. I actually haven't really walked up here before. "1979 you met. That was a good year. A long time ago. It's amazing how the years go by so fast." I'm still waiting to find my partner in crime, I guess you could call it. I definitely want to get married one day, even though the years are going by real quick. I'll probably be in a retirement home before that happens. But if you can find love when you're young and get married and you guys get along great, I say go for it. Brad and Marie, I believe you guys had your anniversary last weekend, didn't you? Sorry if I forgot to wish you guys a happy anniversary, but I believe it's around the same time as the Triple T meetup. We call this a traffic calmed area, which I think means they installed some roundabouts here to slow down these people for driving so fast in these neighborhoods. It's certainly a good idea, but I think four-way stops is also necessary. On that day, 17 years and been together for 25. Oh, congratulations to Brad and Marie. Great couple. I'm so glad you guys were able to have such a exciting anniversary too. Oleg says 40 years married this year. Yes, we do exist. Congratulations, Oleg. Parents were married for 47 years. Yeah. My sister's been married for 20 years. She's younger than me. But all her friends are divorced. And most of my friends, they didn't get married, but some of them got married later in life. Like Marie was saying, one of her friends got married in their 50s. One of my friends got married 3 or 4 years married. So yeah, it's definitely not impossible, no. What's this say? Burrard View Park was the site of a children's aid home. Oh, how nice. And it was also known as the Wall Street Orphanage. They used to have orphanages back in the day. I don't know if they still have orphanages. This is called Wall Street. Wall Street. Not quite the same as the Wall Street in New York City, but it'll do. And as you can see, there's a massive container shipping port here. All that stuff you guys buy from Dollarama and Walmart is all in these big shipping containers right here. Huge shipping containers coming in from not just China, but other countries make stuff too. Let's head back this way. Let's see what's going on Wall Street. Anne Murray sings from Nova Scotia. Can I have this dance our song? Anne Murray. I haven't heard the name Anne Murray in a long time. She's a famous Canadian singer, yeah. And then there was also Rita McNeil. You guys remember Rita McNeil? There was a lot of Canadian female singers back in the day. Remember Alana Miles? Black Velvet with that pretty boy smile. I probably heard that song Black Velvet on the radio at least 1,000 times in my life. And then there was Katie Lang. You guys remember Katie Lang? Most Americans probably never even heard of these names before. Alanis Morissette is one that everybody's heard of. And Shania Twain and Celine Dion, they're two of the biggest singers in the world. Sarah McLachlan was also pretty famous back in the day. Nicely landscaped front yard with a very modern style house. Boris might like that one. He likes modern style homes. Yeah, Elizabeth's like, no, I've never heard of any of those names. Who the hell are those people? I don't blame you. See, the thing with Canada is you have to have at least, I think it's 40% of the songs that are played on the radio have to have some sort of Canadian content. Like it has to be either a Canadian singer, Canadian writer, something like that. So we had a lot of Canadian songs played on the radio that most Americans wouldn't have listened to. Navin says, thanks for the stream. Metal Gear 3 Remake for PS5. See you on the next one. All right, Navin. Enjoy playing your brand new video game. Sounds exciting. Of course, we knew all the American singers too. It wasn't just Canadian music we listened to. And that's the big difference between America and Canada is we know a lot about America here. Like, we know a lot about America. We know, I could tell you almost every university in the States because I used to watch NCAA basketball tournament and there's 64 teams in the tournament. So I knew at least 64. I would watch almost every game too, all right? Like, I was like completely addicted to it. But I knew at least 64 universities in the States. And all the other sports we would watch and all the music from the States we'd listen to and all the television shows and all the movies. So we knew everything about the States. But the opposite is not true in any way, shape, or form. If you're American, you can go through your whole life without even saying the word Canada from birth to death, all right? You might go your whole life without even thinking about Canada even once. It's not like they don't like Canada. They love Canada, but they just don't even really, like, it just isn't really even pop into their mind to even think about Canada, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, Canada's there, it's like, whatever, you know? It's like, there's no Canadian television channels in the state. They don't get CBC, they don't get CTV, they don't get any Canadian content on their television at all right? You can't even, like, subscribe to it through, you know, satellite or something. There's no Canadian channels in the States. And they're not really subject to any Canadian media at all. So they don't really know anything about Canada, just that it's cold, even though it's hot as hell in the summer. So that's kind of the difference between Canada and America. We know everything about the States and they know nothing about Canada. You got that song stuck in It sucks getting a song stuck in your head. You love Canada's anthem. Oh yeah, it's a great anthem. It's a great anthem. But we know like America's anthem really well. We know all the words pretty much to America's anthem. Why? Because we watch sports. And they always sing the anthem before every sporting event. And we watch American sports. We don't watch CFL much. I mean, some people do. We watch NFL like we're addicted to the NFL. Like NFL is like huge in Canada. Huge, huge, huge. I remember I'd go to my friend's house on Sunday afternoon and watch from 1 p.m. till like 11 p.m. football. You can watch football for all day. Please remember to like and subscribe, folks, if you haven't already. We're walking around East Vancouver right now. We were in the downtown area earlier. We checked out the Waterfront. We checked out all the action happening on Burrard Street. And then we did a bus ride. We took the bus, the R5 bus down East Hastings. And we made it over to this area now. And actually we're not far from something called the Pacific National Exhibition, which is Vancouver's version of the CNE. Those of you who live in Toronto or anywhere in Canada have heard about the CNE, the Canadian National Exhibition. Although not many people have heard of the Pacific National Exhibition, including myself. I'd never heard of it until I moved here. There's the sort of the park where the exhibition is located over on the other side there. And we have Roy Explores with us. Hello, Robert and everyone. You love Alana Miles, Alanis Morissette, Sarah McLachlan, and Shania Twain and Rush. Welcome, Roy. Nice to see you. Roy is our good friend and a great streamer from San Francisco. Everyone check out Roy Explores. I'm so glad you've heard about those Canadian singers. I had no idea that you knew who they were. That's awesome, Roy. Yeah, very good singers have come from Canada. The American Anthem by Jimi Hendrix. Yes. That is an iconic version of the Star Spangled Banner, played at Woodstock, actually. Jimi Hendrix played it on his electric guitar at Woodstock. One of the most iconic moments of Woodstock. Yeah, that's probably my favorite version as well. Anything by Jimi Hendrix is cool. He was just a cool dude, like just a cool dude. Thank you, Roy. Yes, I hope to visit one day again. I'm sure I'll be back one day. Not sure when, but eventually. Yeah, Woodstock was cool. I remember watching there's a famous documentary about Woodstock. It's like a 3-hour documentary. Came on 2 VHS tapes. You know it's a long movie when you had to have 2 VHS tapes for it. I believe this will get you to North Vancouver. This bridge here, which is its own municipality. As you see the beautiful coast mountains in the distance. Beautiful coast mountains, so iconic of the Pacific Northwest here. You know Shania, not necessarily her songs. I know some of her songs. I don't know all of her songs. I was never a huge country fan. But Shania had very catchy songs that were not just for country necessarily. Now the question is, can I walk back over to... Like, where the hell am I going is my question here. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere here. If I go that way, that looks like a highway. I don't know. This isn't really pedestrian friendly. I'm gonna go back that way. I don't want to get stuck on some off-ramp or something over there. We'll do a little bit of a backtrack here. Muddy people, that's right. Everyone was, it rained at Woodstock and everyone was hanging out in the mud. A lot of people were just hanging out completely naked. On that Woodstock documentary, they even cut a boy and a girl having some fun in the bushes, if you know what I'm saying. They probably weren't the only ones. It was kind of a free love, free music, free everything party. Probably you only had to pay for drugs. Yeah, that might have been free too. Make love, not war. I think that's a very good philosophy, Oleg, to make love, not war. I would rather make love, not war. Free love, take it. Yeah, exactly. Hey, if she's offering, why not, right? Not gonna say no. Maybe if one of the mods could put the link to Roy Explores channel, so folks who haven't seen it yet, they can check out San Francisco. You almost went to Woodstock 94. So did I, actually. But I didn't end up going. But some of my friends went. That would have been a good one. Then they had Metallica, I believe. Rage Against the Machine. Which is an underrated band. Rage Against the Machine is one of the greatest 90s bands. Nobody talks about them anymore, but Rage Against the Machine was awesome. They were great. Perfect, Roy. Yeah. For those of you who are, you know, mostly on the Toronto streams, go check out Roy, because he'll go to the beaches and all the hills. He'll go to the top of the hills and show you beautiful vistas of the city. It's probably the most unique city in the world in terms of geography. And culturally too, San Francisco is its own thing. San Francisco, you can't really compare it to anything else. It's a beautiful, unique city. How are you? You saw Rage Against the Machine in Golden Gate Park. Wow, that's so cool. Beautiful sunsets, cool music, majestic waterfront views, AI cars, cable cars. Exactly. San Francisco has it all. They got driverless cars, if you can believe that. And they've got cable cars from 120 years ago. So they've got everything. They've got all the forms of transportation from the last century and a half. Ken's on? Okay, well, Ken Continuum. Great live streamer who I've met before. I believe it was in January when I met him. Born in Silicon Valley outside of San Francisco. If you count Silicon Valley and San Francisco, it's definitely the tech capital of the world. Like, not even close. That's called the Pacific Coliseum. And this is the PNE Fair in here, which I did a live stream from there last week. You can check it out on my channel. I walked around the PNE, the Pacific National Exhibition, for about an hour or so. It's not huge in there, you know. It's got like your midway where you've got all the rides, and then areas where there's food. There's some indoor areas as well that'll show like agricultural stuff. Lots of different food stalls and some pretty scary rides that I wouldn't go on. It's open for 2 weeks from August 16th to September 1st. And we have Starling with us. Commands. The bot commands are available. Okay. I've never seen anyone do exclamation point commands before. But you can do weather and you can do time on my channel. I know that. I don't have the chat GPT set up. I might do that. I just have to figure out how. If you guys want it. There's a memorial here. There's a Japanese garden in this park as well. Steel Israel. Java Junkie wanted to see Primus. Primus was big back in the day too, yeah. Primus, yeah. One of those famous 90s bands. The 90s had good rock music, but now I feel like rock is dead. I mean, Oasis went back on tour because rock is so dead that they got to bring back the 90s bands in order to make money. Oh yeah, Roy, is that through Nightbot that you implemented the chatbot? Or is it through something else? There's the entrance to the fair. They have the rides like and all that for more than 2 weeks. The rides is called Playland, and that's for like 3 months, I think, maybe even longer. I think it starts in May. But then the rest of the fair is only 2 weeks. So that's kind of one of Vancouver's signature events. Do you think there's still a lot of good music, but a lot of it is underground? Like in terms of rock, Roy? Don't worry about me. I agree, Roy. I like, if you look at like indie bands and stuff like that, you could still find good rock music. I agree. But I feel nowadays like dance music and hip hop are much bigger. I'm much more of an electronic dance music guy now. I grew up listening to rock. And I had a small phase when I was into rap music too. But I always loved classic rock. Led Zeppelin was historically my favorite band, but I like a lot more bands than just Led Zeppelin. I like those colorful condos there. The green and the orange looks cool. Trance electronica is still great. Boris, the other day I was driving around and I stuck one of my old Tiesto CDs and I was just jamming to that for like, oh man, I felt like it was 1999 again. The period of 1998 to about 2002 was really like next level trance music. It like took over the world for a short period of time. I love that music still. I have CDs that I've been listening to for over 25, about 30, well, about 27 years now. Time, it goes by fast. Maybe I'll do a live stream where I drive around Vancouver listening to turn of the millennium trance music. Infected Mushrooms. Oh, I haven't heard that group in a long time. Yeah, late 90s and early 2000s. You love that music, eh, Boris? Armin van Buuren. Armin van Buuren. Yeah, Elizabeth, you like K-pop. That's right. I was surprised to hear that you like K-pop. I've never listened to K-pop before. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have listened to that one song that was got famous on YouTube. Gangnam Style or something like that. That's the only K-pop song I think I've heard. But there used to be a person in the chat who would always come in. I think his name was Twice, or her name was Twice, who loved K-pop. And she would always say, Robert, do you like Twice? And she would name all the members of the band. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl. I'm just... Yeah, Oleg, you've been to Amnesia Club in Ibiza. I really want to go. I mean, I would have loved to go 20 years ago when Ibiza was in its heyday, but it's still rocking and rolling. David Guetta still plays there. A lot of DJs still go there. I would love to go listen to David Guetta at a club in Ibiza. I've been to one of his concerts before. I've seen him and Paul Van Dyke and Oakenfold. I saw Oakenfold in San Francisco a few years ago, actually. Elizabeth remembers Twice, yeah. Yeah, we're past 3 hours. We're going to be wrapping up here in the next few minutes as I get closer to my home. How you learn music? Well, once you start listening to certain bands and stuff, it just kind of evolves from there. You hear about new ones. Nowadays, YouTube is the way to go, right? Like, you can listen to everything on YouTube. But back in the day, before YouTube, I didn't watch YouTube until like 2020, basically. But back then, you would like get a CD from your friend or something, and they're like, "Oh, listen to this." And next thing you know, it's like you want to know everything about that kind of genre. Like, for me, it was trance. Once I started listening to Paul Van Dyke, I wanted to know who all the other DJs were. So I would start Well, we had the internet, and we had something called Napster. I don't know if you guys have ever heard Napster, but you could basically download any song, any recording, any album just for free. It was illegal, but we didn't care. Everyone was doing it, so at that point it's no longer illegal, right? It's like jaywalking, you know what I'm saying? Of course it got shut down, but not until everyone had already downloaded all the music that they wanted. And so it's hard to know exactly, but you just kind of immerse yourself into that music culture and you're good to go. All right, everyone, today was a good stream. We started off downtown. I showed you the whole waterfront area, Cole Harbor. We went over to Stanley Park for a little while, walked back to the downtown area, and then took a bus over to East Van here at the Hastings Sunrise neighborhood. So we're coming up to where I live here in this neighborhood, so I'll start signing off. But thank you everyone for joining today. Thanks to our buddy Roy Explores. Make sure you check him out. Thanks to our mods. It was nice to see Brad and Marie in the chat. It was nice to see you guys like on the streams there on the weekend, as well as Janice. Nice to see you as well. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for the $20 super chat earlier. Appreciate that. And Navin for your support. Thank you, guys. And nice to see you again, Boris. It was good to see you, my friend. Let me know if you ever come to Vancouver, my friend. You have my Instagram. You can say hello. You can let me know if you come. Gary says thanks for the tour. You're very welcome, Gary. Yeah, Boris, we're on the same page, eh, Boris, when it comes to music. Oh, One Pack. Ooh, is that a K-pop band? Thank you, Israel, for joining. I appreciate you, my friend. Hope you're doing well in Mexico. I still got to make my way down to Mexico. Boris says, please do that. That's driving around and listening to Tiesto, right, bud? I'll do that one day. Maybe this week if I'm up for it. And Oleg, I hope you're doing well in Ukraine. Thank you, sir, for joining. All right, everyone. Click like and subscribe. Hit those notifications. I do have memberships. I'll release a members only video by the end of the month. And yeah, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Hope you had an excellent Thursday. Hope you enjoyed the walk of Vancouver. And we'll see you on the next one, everyone. All right, bye for now.